We are taking some time to go through the UConn non-conference schedule and talk with some of the people associated with those programs. So joining me today, we've got the head coach at Texas A&M Commerce. It's Jaret Von Rosenberg. So, Coach, thanks so much for hopping on.
Absolutely, no problem.
Before we dive into your team, I mean, we got to look back with you. This is a Connecticut podcast. You spent some time up here in Connecticut. You were a Hartford Hawk great there. I've got to ask, you're a guy from Texas. How'd you end up at the University of Hartford?
Well, you're doing right, except for the great part. No, I had the opportunity to have two stints at Hartford, which is really shaped who I am as a coach and person. But just recruiting the way it works, summer basketball and everything. Unique situation a little bit. All the coaches had actually recruited me out of high school that ended up being on a brand new staff at Hartford,
Okay.
and so. I literally had already known three of the four coaches through recruitment the year prior. So made it really easy decision for me to go up there. I knew I was going to have a good opportunity to get a chance to play.
Yeah, obviously had a great playing career there, but also got to start getting your coaching sea legs a little bit at Hartford. What was it like at that part of your coaching career, getting to spend some time at your alma mater?
Well, it was really cool because I had left and went and worked junior college, then some Division II stuff actually here, and then a position opened up on as my first Division I job and staff, and it was really John Gallagher, who's the head coach of Manhattan now. It was such a great situation for me personally in my growth because I got to entirely run the defense. He did offensive and defensive coordinator, and um, so got to really learn how to put a practice plan together, put a game plan together defensively, and really helped me, I think, launch. It made it a lot more simple when I did get that first head coaching opportunity.
Yeah, I'm bummed Coach Gallagher isn't in Hartford anymore because he was one of my favorite podcast guests to have. You start talking with him and it becomes a lot of fun. What was it like getting to work with him?
Yeah, well, I don't, I've never seen a guy, and it's not fake. When you're around, like he could be 10 games over 500, and he's going to come in smiling with great energy, and he could be 10 games under 500 with the same energy.
Yeah.
It's actually shocking to me how he can, like, he's always like that. He's always on. It's not a show. He doesn't talk to himself. All right, now I'm going to be in public. Like, dude, it is nonstop. So his energy is infectious. It's something, and I can't emulate it. Every once in a while, that's just not me. I can't wake up, and he had four kids, and he
Yeah.
just kept it going, as since you know him. So, yeah, it's a great opportunity for me.
Yeah, so let's dive into what you're up to now over at Texas A&M Commerce. I know the program recently transitioned up to D1. What's it been like navigating that transition and making it at the D1 level?
Yeah, we've had a lot of success and a lot of failures from our standpoint when it comes to wins and losses. I think the one thing that we've got to continue to do a better job of is, when we were Division II, my last year in Division II, we bought every non-conference game.
Hmm.
Every game on our schedule that wasn't a conference game, we bought somebody to come play us. And then we go into Southland, we kind of flip to Division I. It's the exact opposite. Obviously, we have to go play some more of these bye games to make it all work. But if you just look at our 2 years, we've won 5 of those bye games so far, so we've been very competitive. We gotta hopefully stay. We haven't been deep enough on any of the teams. So some injuries. Both years we've had some injuries that really just I think took us away from finishing a little bit higher in the league. But we're still trying to build it. Not going to the NCAA tournament's not ideal in recruiting. My staff does an unbelievable job. We've been able to attract and retain some really good talented players for our level, and so this team's no different. A lot of new guys, but a lot of JUCO guys have had success, and just trying to get those guys acclimated to one another.
Yeah, you mentioned the buy game component of it. Obviously, now UConn and you being part of a buy game. Take us inside basketball a little bit. How does this game come to be? Specifically ended up playing a game against UConn.
Yeah, it's a lot of different things. There's a website, there's a place to post all Division I games are posted, what people are looking for in opponents. With all the net rankings and
Yeah.
everything, it is really more than just, hey, let's go play this game or not. There's a lot of dollars associated with it, but even not the buy games, but finding games, whether you're a one bid league or multi-bid league, you want to play the right games in the quad system. And it's kind of a moving target, obviously, with so many transfers, but everyone's trying to, get to that sweet spot where they can get an at-large bid in some of those bigger leagues if they're competitive in conference. But you got to schedule right outside of conference to give yourself a chance. And then we have a certain number we got to hit. So we're trying to get to that number in as few games as possible so we can have some more competitive games, if you will, on our schedule.
Yeah, you pushed your team in the non-conference last year, and seeing what you've got planned for this year outside of just UConn. I know you gave Kentucky a battle last year. Went on the road, beat St. Joe's. What do you hope to get out of these non-conference games when you're on that other side of the bye game now, where you are the team being bought?
I mean, we're trying to win, and we won at Hawaii, we won at St. Joe's. I mean, a lot of the thing about playing on the road against a superior opponent is to actually pull those games off. Everything's got to go your way. St. Joe's just had, they missed layups, and they just had a really poor offensive performance that let us stay in the game, and that's you stay in the game long enough, you got an opportunity to win. But on the other side of that, we can also learn, even if we lose, even if the score gets a little lopsided, is there things that we can execute on both sides of the ball that we can carry over? Because we're not going to always play a 6'11" big or 7-foot big. We might be in position and just get out beat for a rebound or for a post touch or whatever the case may be. And so your positioning and what you're trying to do on both sides of the ball, you can look at that stuff. What we don't want to see in these bye games is guys going on their own script because things aren't going well. So you can definitely pull stuff from it. We got to get out of them healthy. Is a huge key for us, and be getting better. We don't want these things to knock us down from a mentality standpoint. We got to understand what we're going into, give it our best effort, prepare the same way regardless. And then just go about that, because we have 20 opportunities in our league to win every single game. So, we have 3 or 4 games that are going to be very, very difficult, one in 100, right, or whatever the case may be. But there's plenty of opportunities throughout the season, so you got to have that mindset of getting better. We're in a one bid league, so none of this matters at the end of the day until March, when we have to win 3 games in 5 days.
Looking to add some local flavor to your lineup? Martin Rosel's is the MVP of your game day spread and a slam dunk for any occasion. Proudly made in hard-hit New Britain, their famous kielbasa and hot dogs have been a fan favorite for over 96 years. You can find their products in grocery stores across the state or have them delivered directly to your home court, coast to coast, via martinrosel.com. Take your taste buds to the championship and go support a UConn fan-owned business. I'm curious, for those who may not have seen your team play in the past, take us through what to expect from a Coach Von Rosenberg team in the kind of the style of play that your team's going to come in with a night-on-night basis.
Yeah, well, we should play really fast. We want to play a lot of possessions, and not like run and jump crate. Like we're going to pick you up 94 feet, but just to be there and turn you and get you working. We don't want to give up any layups. We want teams to have to shoot threes and make them. And then on the other side of the ball, we want to get a layup or a dunk or a three. We're going to shoot a lot of threes. I think we shot 300 more threes than anybody in our league last year. Wow. I believe that's where basketball is, and as we continue to build the roster and get better, I think it'll really pay dividends over the course of time. But that's what you're going to get. We're going to shoot a lot of threes. Sometimes they're not going to go in, but it's more about taking more shots than our opponent. That really helps us have a chance, even if we have a poor shooting night.
Yeah, it seems like you're big into the basketball analytics side of things. Am I right?
I used to tell people I was not an analytical person, but then every decision I make as a head coach is about analytics. So I guess I am.
So take us through your roster a little bit. So when fans are out watching your team play at UConn, some guys that they should be keeping their eyes out for.
Yeah, well, we're still trying to kind of figure that out a little bit. But I guess a couple guys, Khalik Abdul-Mateen is a returner. He's been here 5 years. So he'll really, what he's doing on the floor is probably right. Him and some other guys aren't early in the year. But he'll shoot a lot of threes. He's a physical guard. that'll pick up some fouls, pick up some hard fouls, kind of our enforcer. And then I think we have three forwards that are really versatile and talented, led by Josh. Josh is a 6'10". He started at Georgia out of high school.
Okay.
He was a high major player. Transferred a couple times, then went NAIA and averaged a double-double last year, and then ended up with us this year for his last year. So he's very talented. I don't know how fast he's going to be, as good as he's going to be from the year standpoint, but he keeps getting better every day. He'll probably be our leading scorer, leading rebounder, if I had to guess. And then DeMarco Betheo is an all-conference, all-region JUCO player. That's another 6'10", can really, really score it on the low post. Just great touch inside of 8 feet, which we haven't had. So those are good people for us. And then Scooter Williams is maybe our X factor, 6'5" point guard, extremely athletic, was a JUCO All-American. His name's James Williams, but call him Scooter. And so I guess those are a couple guys that really kind of stand out as a returner, and then some new guys.
Yeah, you mentioned a number of guys there who have that JUCO experience. What do you like about those JUCO players and what they can contribute at this level?
I love JUCO players. And this is not a knock at anybody else, but like I've had better, like, the appreciation for where they're at. We were Division II. We weren't this bright, shiny. Now we're Division I. We're on, we're going to play UConn on Fox Sports. Like, we're at a level, right, that's now people want to be at. But Division II, you got JUCO guys. They're just hungry. They're used to driving in vans to games, eating McDonald's after a game. I just think their appreciation for the things that we get. Now, we're not high major. We're not flying to every game. But the appreciation level is really there. And I just like that a lot of times this is their, like, way out of some situations in their lives, and they're and that's not every kid, right? I don't want to generalize it too much, but I just have great relationships with JUCO guys, JUCO coaches, and they've seemed to really mesh with my coaching style and how I am every day. We've had a lot of JUCO guys that have all gotten degrees, and a lot of them that have been all conference players.
No, very interesting to hear. I'll wrap with this one. I know, given your time here in Connecticut, is there a spot you're excited to maybe grab a bite from while you're back here? Are you a New Haven pizza guy?
Rico's.
Yeah.
Dave Portnoy just did he did a pizza review at a pizza shop in Garland, which is like 20 minutes from my house, and he says some of the best New Haven style pizza he's ever had. So I'm curious to go over there. He just did it before the Texas OU football game.
Okay.
And the place is probably going nuts. They might have to shut down because they don't have enough people to work. But so not a huge pizza guy. Like, I like pizza regardless of whether it's New York and all you guys battle up. What's the spot in New Haven? Gal used to eat it every time he had to take the train, he'd stop and we'd
Sally's, Pepe's, one of those two.
Pepe's. Okay, Pepe's.
Those are the two big ones. Yeah.
That's the one that he used to go eat there all the time. So, but I'm gonna go to Brico's probably.
Yeah.
Brico's West Hartford Center is a pretty good spot if it's still open.
It is, okay. And it's very good. I can confirm that. I'll give you that piece of news. What's the go-to there? So you didn't think you'd be getting these
Penny vodka, maybe?
Okay, that's mine
Penny
too.
Vodka. Yeah. Okay. That's
so it's as good as it's always been. So enjoy that when you get up here, and be a good trip up here. So, Coach, I really appreciate you taking some time. Best of luck to you and your team this season.
All right, you got it, Jared. Appreciate it, man. Take care.